Welcome to the future.
Transferring to autopilot mode.
A place where good guys finish last.
I'll make them wish they'd never been born.
A quick draw is the best defense.
Nothing personal, but I'm here to kill you.
And your wits are all you can count on. A future where one treasure is coveted above all else.
Tell me the coordinates of the galactic ley line.
Legend speaks of the galactic ley line, offering the ultimate power of the universe to those who seek its glory.
The doors have opened.
Utilizing the latest technology, a living starship has been built with the power to find the galactic ley line.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems green.
By twist of fate, it has fallen into the hands of an outlaw. An outlaw named Gene Starwind.
Well, let's blow some hot kisses to my devoted fans.
His luck is about to change.
Goodbye, Gene.
Together with his crew of bounty hunters, he'll take to the stars.
Accelerate and fly down their throats.
Outlaw Star. Weekdays at 5:30. Time to roll the dice. Only Toonami.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gents. Excuse me. As I would like to say, welcome to Strictly Art Live. I'm your host, Rob Wilson. I am a artist, digital artist, illustrator, storyteller, video editor, part-time philosopher, sometimes a music editor too, when I got time. And this show is about art, but more importantly, destiny has arrived. Can I at least say that, please? Destiny has arrived. Shout out to everybody that's been waiting for this day. Shout out to everybody that even said this day would never come. If I might be so inclined to do so, can I just rub it in just a little bit? I mean, who else besides your boy would fuse together Donald J. Trump, standing tall, fist pump in the air, with Captain James T. Kirk with a remix to Star Wars. That is the latest version. Can I say my first 2025 troll tactic where you have Spock saying, may the fourth be with you. I'm sorry. I just gotta rub it in. We're gonna have some fun today. It is January 20th and Monday, the beginning of a new cycle. Oh, I pissed somebody off. Somebody already left. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Gray Wolf, what's up, man? You rock. Thanks for holding it down. Welcome. I see we got Geekmen Masters of the Thunder Nerds up in her. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Grey Wolf said 2 hours 45 minutes until the end of an error. Right. Oh man, this is gonna be a trip. When you say it like that with the error, that often reminds me of Ultron from Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Like every time he would debate like Tony Stark or one of the Avengers, he would say error. You know, as in I disagree. You know. So for today's show, we got jam-packed subjects. I'm gonna try to keep it fast-paced, upbeat. I see Pops is already making clips for people to go ahead and watch. So I got to start talking faster, be more focused, and Johnny Bravo style. So today, we're featuring today's show. We're going to do live reaction to Daredevil Born Again. We got Solo Leveling Season 2, Episode 3. Dragon Ball Daima, Episode 14. I got a new time-lapse art for you guys. Of the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. It's a piece I talked about last time. That time lapse is done, so we'll get a chance to soak that in and see it for what it's worth. And I'm also going to continue the coloring of my character from VKP, Novera, genetically enhanced assassin, but not in the way you think. Sorry, couldn't help it. And of course, for that lineup, I mean, it's not even a surprise as to who's back in town. You know, hence is why I had to throw in the House of Cards. And if I might say, could you imagine if somehow House of Cards had been going on this whole time and Donald Trump made an appearance with Kevin Spacey in the episode? That would be nuts. I would have lost my mind. But all right, let's stay on task. We're staying on task because we're going to go ahead and go straight into the Daredevil Born Again trailer, which I believe looked pretty good. So I'm interested to see how this goes. If y'all have already seen it, y'all tell me what you think. I'm interested to hear what y'all think. Let's get that feedback going. As I continue to bring the best that I can of my person, regardless of how tired I am, I will persevere and bring to you all of my talents, to you, the people. So here we go.
Thank you for finding the time.
I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again. A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world.
I could say the same about you.
The mayor serves his city. I can see you're not entirely convinced.
Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
The line was crossed.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us.
Come on, March 4th.
The city can't go unchecked.
Sometimes peace needs to be broken. And chaos must reign.
Mind putting the hatchet down? I was raised to believe in grace.
Oh, White Tiger?
But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
Didn't look like he skipped a beat there. Matt Murdock, ladies and gentlemen. Oof. That is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I do look forward to that, and I hope that they can maintain consistency. Consistency is the key. I hope they manage to maintain that. I know it's been a gap. It's been a while, but we'll see what they can do. Daredevil is almost like Marvel's Batman. Like, with as good as it's done, can they continue that? Are people? Is it still going to put butts in the seats? I remember I was at I think a Justice League viewing in the theater, and before it came up, they had a trailer of Daredevil like kicking ass. I was the only one to clap in the theater because I was like, "Yes, in your face, DC!" You know, everybody else just was like, "Huh, who is this guy?" You know. Independent Creator Directory. Good morning, folks. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir, ma'am, whichever one. On this very momentous day. All right, so I am adding my artwork here so we can go ahead and get to talking about Solo Leveling and Dragon Ball Daima. Two surprisingly decent anime going on right now. And like I said, I don't watch much anime anymore. But when I do, it's pretty epic. It's got to really grab me and pull me in. And not many do that. I'm always looking for an interesting story. I'm always looking for some new inspiration. And that's what I at least would hope from any form of, entertainment. Whether it's Marvel's Avengers Assemble, or was it Hulk versus Thor? Even Batman, Superman, Public Enemies. How classic, right? Now, with Solo Leveling, I kind of just talked about it last time because I was so excited to, pretty much just have it back, see it out there. I was like, yes, we are back in motion, and it's been great. I have no complaints. The first two episodes of season two involved basically ice challenge where the main character had to go ahead and protect a group who unknowingly did not know or was aware of his power. And that actually ended up saving their butts. The lead guy that thought he was badass was proven horribly wrong, and that ended up costing him his life for interfering. So as we see, I think his name's Jinwoo. He's become accustomed to killing the people getting in his way, since he has his army as a necromancer now. He can have them do his bidding. He has knights. He has um, Igris, one of the tough bosses he had to fight before for the job change dungeon quest. And whew, like I said, this dude is he's on a warpath. So made it through that. He found someone quite strong, a leader of kind of like these ice elves, and they duked it out. But you know, Jinwoo was just on the warpath, so that moved on. But this episode, we got him just plowing through enemies, and in the process, he actually reunites with a buddy of his who helped get him real estate when he was in the process of leveling up. The trust fund kid called the exotic armor that he saved when they fought the dungeon group that tried to get him killed, and he ended up fighting the giant spider. So with that, he felt inadequate. His buddy did, because normally he carries along like the jewels that they mine and stuff like that, because those are worth so much in the real world. And lo and behold, the Knights of Jinwu were not reluctant to start handing him some of the materials to carry, which I thought was hilarious. So you got a little bit of comedy, not too much, because it seems this anime definitely carries itself pretty serious. But the comedy in it is very small, very fair, and few in between. But seeing the knights and the big tank-like knight, part of the necromancer army, kind of have his own personality. I think it's hilarious. Igris is just cold, stone cold, brutal, to the point. What you have me do? Slice. Here's the head, and kneel right in front of him. There's no mercy with that dude at all. So moving on, they end up working together, and then we're introduced to more characters. This guy, he just kills a bunch of people on a ship, and Sereno, that's what I call him. He's fearing for his life, and the guy says, "Hey, I just want to go home," and that happens, and I think he gets a plea deal with the guild, I guess, because they're getting ready to fight that island that was initially in the first episode. So there's a lot of stuff going on. You got beefs amongst S rank hunters, while Jinwoo is still on his warpath and he's going through multiple levels. He utilized what he learned from fighting the Cerberus, the Berserker Rage that it has, that makes it virtually invincible for a period of time. He realizes that he can utilize some of the shields and resources that he upgraded with the help of his knights, because they tried to ambush him. And it's like, holy crap, I wasn't ready for that. So you got to die, bud. And it was a good fight. And the challenge and the quest was in multiple levels, so as he beat one level, he had to get access to the next and the next. And it got so bad to the point where like I started to feel bad for the bosses because he just started leaning on their throne and start talking smack. And they're looking at him, they're like, oh snap, oh snap. And he just like he doesn't just beat him, he just dissects them. And it's like, bro, this ain't surgery. Why are you why are you dissecting and finding out the anatomy of these enemies, you know? They just slice and dice. It was brutal. It was brutal. So he got 2 parts of the ingredients for the elixir of life, which he thinks will save his mom, hopes will save his mom, which I don't personally know because I didn't read the manga. So I got no spoiler there. And we'll see where it carries on next. And yeah, great episode. I got no complaints. Great episode. Solo leveling is kicking butt again. Has not failed to disappoint. Obviously, every episode can't be epic. Every episode can't be the greatest episode of every time. But I'm thankful for what I get out of that show. Very thankful. You know what I'm saying? So, moving on, we have Dragon Ball Daima. And you know what? Before I get into Dragon Ball Daima, I promise you this will be a shorter little commercial break. Oh, that's too high. That needs to be way up here. This piece is a little more tricky because I got to work with the shading of components underneath the skin. I'm sorry, components underneath the armor, the skin underneath the armor. That's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Oh, and I gotta do the shadow of these items too. Some will glow, so I might be able to cheat code that. All right. So yeah, quick commercial break, and I'll be right back. All right. Be sure to grab your favorite brew, and once I go through these subjects, I'm gonna start following up on the updates of Inauguration Day, because today is the day. All right. I'll be right back. Oof, right on time. All right. So next up, we got Dragon Ball Daima, episode 14. I will admit, it was better than, in my opinion, it was better than 13. I did not like the giant, the battle of the giant monsters, the giant dog, and, Gulliver's Travel type thing. I wasn't a fan. But this one, we got an introduction of some new characters. The Demon King had his kind of like type of Ginyu Force type thing going on, and the Z Fighters were trying to find an alternate route to get over to the, I guess, Demon King's destination. so they could challenge him for the other Dragon Balls. Pretty good, pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Um, let's see. Outside of them, I mean, there were no Ginyu Force, in my opinion. They use a lot more guns, which still can be rather hazardous to Goku, as we do know, and Frieza has clearly demonstrated before in the past. So it's just one of those kind of things where it's like, maybe they'll do something later on, but we still don't know the new Demon King's full power. Obviously, people that read the manga already know, and I get it. But I'm a person who I can't collect both comic books and manga. That I don't have the amount of space for that. So when it comes to manga, I'd rather watch the anime than collect the books. I have some books like Gantz, that was a must. Blade Trinity, because I love the artwork. And I was bamboozled into it because I didn't know it was a knockoff Hellsing. Dragon's Crown, that was a collector's item that I definitely wanted to get. And it was fun. I might get the rest of it. We'll see. And what else? What else? Yeah, those are like the only mangas that I have. Not real big into. So, like I said, I watch the animes, and those do me just fine. So, we'll see what happens next. Episode 15. Once we get to about the 20th episode, that's when things kind of get into, all right, time for the big fight territory. And I think that's where they're kind of stalling for. I get it, the fights are what people want to see in Dragon Ball anyway. So, like they've made the fights in the previous episodes pretty dang good, I'm sure they won't disappoint when it's time to rumble. So, next up, we have on the lineup, we're really moving pretty fast with this. Okay, yeah, next up we got the one of the time-lapse art pieces that I did of the Night Stalker. Let's see here. I am thankful to, shout out to Madness Comic Network, shout out to Pops for allowing me to go ahead and just live stream in the mornings, which that works out for me because, mornings are when I can do my first attack, so to speak. So let's go ahead and switch over to that. In the process, let's watch a quick update.
It's an important time, an important document, an important marker for our country, and it's worthwhile going back and reading a number of these inaugural addresses to really get a feel for how the country got through very difficult times, how the country got through very good times, and how we progressed and moved forward as a nation.
And moving forward, we were just sharing with our viewers, Jim, more individuals leaving, departing St. John's Church. We were seeing Barron Trump, obviously the youngest son of President-elect Trump, along with a number of his other family members. And right here, we do see Vice President Kamala Harris and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff welcoming Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. And so it does appear as though perhaps they're having a conversation. So I did want to raise the audio for our viewers to see what we can hear.
Great.
All right, as more folks are on the way, let's go ahead and they got their photo out there. Standing united from outgoing to homecoming. All right, I'm gonna come back to that. Let's see. Let's go to this time lapse, and just kind of show you guys, my work process. That's the whole point of why I do these time lapses. Also, another point is it keeps my video editing skills sharp, and I enjoy them. I truly enjoy doing them. Um, they have progressed um, a lot over the years. So let me see. Always add those intros. Of course. So yeah, this is for Spin City magazine. They have something coming up in February. And, once Levi Skeen told me about it, and I was like, oh, there's a deadline. I think I might be able to meet it. Messing around with some stamps there. There's this creature in the background. I was messing around with some kind of like kaleidoscope type of effect. I was like, you know what? This will work pretty well on here. Obviously, most of the groundwork was during the sketch, so predominantly, well, yeah, this is all I had to preserve was the Procreate video file because there was none for I'm searching out kind of like the piano, the mystery piano thing. I was like, this is going to be great. Or at least got me in the mood. The type of character. And these videos definitely work out very well. It's kind of like a showcase and cross promotion. So I love doing kind of like the shout out aspect towards the end of it. Like I said, I've done these traditionally for a while. Artist work is never perfected, right?
The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
See that? That was fun stuff. Nothing too crazy. Oh, my eyes are getting blasted. I make such strange faces when I squint my eyes. Hold up. Oh, saw a new memo today. Mexican word day. Andale. I like that one, Grey Wolf. That was a good one. Shout out to legal people that are here in the States. Shout out to you. Oh my gosh, it's too early in the morning for great jokes like that. Priceless. All right. So let's get back on task. Let's see. We still got a fairly amount of time because I cut through a lot of subjects quite quickly and decisively. So shout out to Rumble, Kick, Twitch, YouTube times 2. So we got 5 platforms we're on, and it's just YouTube double time. One on my channel and also on Madness Comics Network. Be sure to check them out and all their fun stuff. You're probably checking them out, one of your my channel, and that's fun. Hey, that's why I'm part of this network, to share with you guys, the people, the things that I do offer and am capable of. So that's pretty much a wrap of the whole show today, but I am going to continue with a little more coverage as we go. I don't think I can have this playing the whole time for the whole coverage, because I'm sure there's other shows scheduled today, and I don't want to be rude. That's the key. Don't want to overstay my welcome. So yeah, with that being said, yeah, this has been great fun, historic day. I'm actually thankful I get a chance to stream with you guys and enjoy it. Of course will be watching it throughout the day, or however long I can stay up, because it will be fun, momentous, I'm sure hilarious. I do have to see some of the stuff he said last night, of course, in true character fashion that he does portray. You know, with all the great antics, how can you not like the guy? You know, after all this, through thick and thin, how can you not? You know, even me and my pops don't agree on a lot of the stuff with DJT. But we can at least get a good laugh together out of some things he might say. And at the end of the day, that should be good enough. No person of influence should ever cause you to separate from your family. You know what I mean? That just shouldn't happen. So that's fine. It's fine. But still, nonetheless, this is a momentous occasion. One for the ages, not just for the history books. For the ages. Yep. So yeah, I definitely want to work on some more stuff today. I have actually imaged out some characters for this comic book, and also for other comic books in which guest appearances will be made. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see where it goes. You know what I mean? Print on Demand will be my main agency until I get enough books together. Then I'll go campaign. But right now, I'm more concerned about getting those books out there, getting them into the hands of people. 20 to 30 pages, $10 a pop, somewhere around there, that kind of price. Yeah, and just getting that feedback loop going, what people might think of it, and if there are any improvements that I could make as it goes. So let me check with I don't know if I was supposed to do this or not. Let me check with some of the folks in the back. Some folks in part of the Madness Comic Network. I can't remember. I just put that in there. I get it. It's 9 a.m. Some people may be busy. Some people may be at work, doing the good deeds, But yeah, I try to remember to send an invite. But yeah, absolutely glorious time, glorious day for Monday. Next Monday is another potential doomsday timing coming up. It's supposed to be like I don't know if it's on a Monday. Is it on a Monday? Oh, and by the way, happy Martin Luther King Day. I'm celebrating his birthday. Uniting the people, letting freedom ring. Oh, okay. So I heard something about, I think on the 25th, there's supposed to be like a supermoon and an alignment of like 7 planets. Oof. So if you see a UFO over the Saturday night or whenever that full moon is, be on the lookout, obviously. You just never know sometimes. You just absolutely never know. But the mysteries are always fun. Let's see. We get any other movement? Oh yeah, we got some movement. I'm gonna switch up.
Would share power back and forth. It's become very red at this point. It's become very ruby red at this point. The Ohio legislature is supermajority Republican, and we now have 2 Republican senators because Sherrod Brown just lost his election, re-election campaign. So he came out of that milieu, which is a little bit different from the former Ohio presidents who came out of a milieu where there was more of a give and take in Ohio and a division, pretty equal division in the state. It's why it was a bellwether state for over 100 years. But all of those Ohio presidents were Republicans. They were in the tradition of Lincoln. They were in the tradition of, reconstructing the South and so forth. A lot of interesting stories about them. And so J.D. Vance falls into that. I think we've had one vice president who is from Ohio. But
they lost the feed. Blackout.
It'll be interesting to see what he gets to do, how he's included in the the decisions that are made in the next 4 years. Jimmy Carter started the tradition with Mondale of bringing him into the Oval Office and giving him an office in the White House and consulting with him regularly. And that's been more or less true, but I think it'll be interesting to see. Donald Trump is such a dominant leader, and J.D. Vance has so little experience, relatively speaking. It'll be interesting to see how much he's included and what task he's given, by the president, or if he'll be less of an authority than in the past. So very interesting questions to come.
And it's interesting that you bring that up, Jim, because, talking about the role of the vice president, during former President Jimmy Carter's funeral, we were hearing the words of the late former Vice President Mondale, and talking about the reason why he accepted was because he wanted the role of the vice president to be one that was respected, one that was more equal than in years past. And it is going to be interesting to see what that dynamic is like and what role J.D. Vance will play as we continue to take a look outside of Blair House. We are expecting President-elect Trump to depart momentarily. And on the lower right-hand side of your screen, that is an aerial view from inside the Capitol Rotunda. Just a stunning view as we take a look. And previously, there were some singers. It does look like perhaps the ceremony, that portion of it has concluded as we do see people exit right there, but just sharing with our viewers the different vantage points as we continue to watch in real time the events unfold. But it is absolutely interesting to see the very beginning almost, Jim and Andrew, of what is to come in the next 4 years, setting the stage for what is likely to be a very different presidency. And you were mentioning the dynamic and the role, couching that in historical context with previous dynamics and relationships between former presidents and their vice presidents. Andrew, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what unfolds.
Yeah, that's so true. I just have to note, we do see Marine One there in front of the Capitol. That's always a very, very cool shot there. Maybe we could take that full. You see the presidential helicopter there in front of the U.S. Capitol. And so we'll see who gets on that. I believe it will take the Bidens away, and then it will also take the Trumps to the White House. But my producers can correct me if I'm wrong on that front. Can we take this shot of Blair House? While we have Jim, can we just talk about the significance of Blair House? From my understanding, it's kind of like the country's guest room, so to speak. What do we know about it?
Yeah, what we know is that during the Second World War, when Winston Churchill came to the United States and stayed for weeks on end in the White House with Franklin Roosevelt, Eleanor Roosevelt was not very happy about that. And eventually she said to him, why don't we have Blair House, which had been there, become kind of our guest house for dignitaries who come rather than having them stay in the White House. There are these hilarious stories of Winston Churchill walking around the White House in the middle of the night. And there's one very famous story of him standing up naked in a bathtub that he was in, saying the Prime Minister of England has nothing to hide from the President of the United States. It was a real annoyance to Eleanor Roosevelt. So Blair House became kind of this very famous place for distinguished guests to stay. But during Truman's time, the White House was literally falling apart. And so they went in, you ought to see some of the pictures of this. They gutted the White House during Truman's administration. And he lived across the street in Blair House during that time. So it became kind of the White House itself. Then they recreated the White House to what it is now. But it was literally, they were worried that it was going to collapse.
We're about 2.5,
because it had been so weakened
2 hours
over
and
time.
4 minutes away
And
before the
during that
big
time,
swearing.
Truman was in the Blair House. There was a Puerto Rican nationalist uprising at the time, and there were several of the Puerto Rican nationalists who got guns, came to Blair House to try to assassinate Truman. They got as far as the guards in front of Blair House. Truman was actually taking a nap inside. Several of the guards were killed. The nationalists were killed. It was a really traumatic incident at that time. But the Blair House goes way back. I mean, the people who stayed there and came over to see Lincoln when he was in the White House is interesting. But it really became what you talked about, Andrew, a kind of let's have our visitors stay in the Blair House as opposed to having them stay in the White House.
And as we talk about the Blair House, we are still waiting for President-elect Donald Trump to depart. But this is a live look there at the Capitol where we were seeing his daughter, Ivanka Trump, arrive along with a number of other family members right there. This is a live look as they already are starting to trickle in inside the Capitol. You see Eric Trump right there as well, walking inside, of course, awaiting for President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance to arrive. But another historical moment in the making, Jim and Andrew, as this is really just the second time that the swearing-in ceremony is taking place inside at the Capitol Rotunda because of the weather, the incredibly cold weather. But what's also interesting to note is that there have been very cold swearing-in ceremonies that have taken place outdoor. And Jim, historically, when we're taking a look at the decision-making process when it comes to whether or not to hold an inauguration, traditionally outside or now shifting inside, what is the thought process historically when it comes to determining, the events and where they take place?
Good question. Very good question. It gives us a chance to talk about this building too a little bit. When the Capitol was built, the very first building was the Senate building, which is just to the right of the big dome right there. That was the original structure that was built. And then they began to build the middle part that will be the rotunda. The original rotunda had a cap to it that was much, much smaller than the one you see. In fact, the one you see was built during the time of Abraham Lincoln. You can see pictures of it being constructed during one of his inaugurals. So they built that, and then the house was built on the other side. And then eventually they expanded the two wings, so where the Senate is now is further out, where the House is now is further out. But so in that context, these inaugurations took place in various stages and in various places. The Senate building was originally used, as was the House chamber, for the very first presidents. The first time it went outside was Andrew Jackson, and they used the east portico, not the west. The west portico is where it's been done since Ronald Reagan switched it from the east to the west, where you look down the mall and that beautiful setting that you've shown pictures of. It always, prior to that, was on the east side, and the east side is where you see those famous pictures of Lincoln when he's giving his second inaugural are on the east side. What's interesting is once they built this huge dome on top of the structure, it really made the pillars that were in front of the east look very small and out of place. So there was a project to redo that, and they took those pillars down. They took that facade down.
Again,
and if
we're
you're in
streaming
Washington
live
and want
from
to have
YouTube,
some fun, those pillars
Rumble,
are all
YouTube times
in the
2,
National
Rumble, Kick,
Arboretum,
and Twitch.
Standing
No
like,
IG.
if you went to Rome and saw ruins and so
Sadly,
forth,
but
those
it's all
pillars are out
good.
there. And they were replaced by new pillars and a new facade. So the facade you see with Lincoln is not the same facade where he spoke. It became much bigger and elaborate. And each president, made a decision about whether to go forward with, the exterior inauguration. When Grant was inaugurated, I think it was for his second time, it was extremely cold. It was like, 16 degrees.
Yeah.
And he
stuck
went out,
out in
nevertheless
16
gave
degrees.
his inauguration
No,
outside,
about
but he
18
held his
degrees.
inaugural ball in a room in the Treasury building where it was so cold people were wearing overcoats and the champagne froze. So kind of a
Dang.
famous
So much for
famous
popping
time
bottom.
there. But, being the Civil War general that he was not going to take it back inside. He held it outside. And then, of course, with Reagan, it was important because by the time you get, to Trump and to Reagan and so forth, you have so many people who show up and who are in danger of having frostbite, or really some bad things can happen in
It's good to
situations
show
with that
a
sort
bit
of
of
weather.
concern.
So I think it was a wise choice to move it inside, just like as it was with President Reagan. But over time, it has been, JFK, it was about the same temperature that it is right now, 22 degrees. He went ahead with it outside. And I think the better idea is to hold it inside and then, to not have people get injured or hurt during an inauguration.
Many good reasons to have it inside this time around.
Yeah, we're just looking at some of the arrivals yet again. Maybe we can listen to some of them here.
Jim, as we take a live look at the arrivals here inside the Capitol Rotunda, I want to ask you this, and maybe you know and maybe you don't, but we are
What's going
waiting
on, Pop?
President-elect Donald
Madness
Trump to
Entertainment
depart the
Group.
Blair House
I didn't know
and
what
make
that
his
was
way here.
yours too.
What's the
Madness,
process during this
Comic
waiting
Network
period? What
and
is he
Madness
doing? Is he
Entertainment Group.
practicing his speech? Is
I'll
he
look out
just
for y'all.
relaxing? I mean,
Later, Rob,
what does he
chat,
do during this
cooking
downtime?
breakfast
Or is he
and
busy
listen.
making phone calls? As we
Awesome,
do know
awesome.
that
Hey,
he's
Pops,
set to sign
could you tell me if
200 or so executive orders.
do I have
Can
time
you
to do
take us
another
perhaps
hour?
inside the Blair House as we do
let me
await
slow
his
this
arrival here?
Well, I doubt he's practiced. I bet he's read over his speech many times, and he's pretty good at reading speeches. And I think he will,
Hey,
he has
Pops,
good
do I have
delivery. He
time
knows
to do
how to give a
another hour of
speech.
this,
My
or
guess is he's talking to a lot of different people.
should I go ahead and wrap it up for the
and getting
network
ready to
because you got
promote.
another
It's
show
interesting in our
scheduled?
history
Let me know.
how this
I'm flexible either way.
presidents getting to the Capitol to be sworn in. The first inauguration was in New York.
Via the screens, we also know that Trump will then, after being sworn in as president, make his way inside the arena to deliver additional remarks to those as well.
Looks amazing,
and
right?
once again, I do want to bring in
What's
my
for
colleague
breakfast,
Andrew
Levi?
Kraft as we continue
I'm
our live
always
coverage
curious.
here, and you can
People's
see that
recipes with the day.
lawmakers, Andrew, are arriving there inside Capitol Hill as arrivals do
McCarthy.
continue.
McCarthy.
As we continue to discuss all of this, what are your thoughts as we continue to watch this unfold? Truly historic in nature right there.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You're seeing the former speakers of the House there, McCarthy, Boehner, and Gingrich. So that's always interesting to see
Damn, they got
them kind of
Rich too.
commingling
Boehner.
together. Of course,
Boehner.
Republican
You must have
political
been playing some mad.
powerhouses, all three of
Mad
them
golf.
really in their own right there. But I just want to go back. Our viewers were just watching that really incredible, somewhat tense scene, I think, between the Bidens and the Trumps. And you just kind of have to get into the head of Trump, into the head of Biden. These are longtime political foes. We know that they cannot stand each other. On the surface, yes, they exchanged pleasantries. They had a short conversation. They took the photo here. But the 2020 election and the 2024 election were very hard-fought contests. We know Trump did not even attend the inauguration of Joe Biden. Of course, things look a lot
He was like,
different
I'm out.
this time around. And right now, as we speak, they are having tea together in the White House. And that goes to what Jim Robineau was saying, that this is what this day is about, the peaceful transition
Two
of
eggs,
power.
one
You
piece
set
of
all that
toast.
aside,
Nice.
no matter how hard it
That's a
is
winner.
in your marrow and in your bones, that
Believe
you might
I-
be thinking to yourself,
I asked
if you're
Pops,
Biden or
but
Trump or even Harris with
I think I
Vance,
got time to do another hour
because
till
electoral
about 11
defeats
a.m.
Are very painful.
Or do y'all got
but
another
you put
show
all that
coming up?
aside for today, one day only. And I think that's what Jim was alluding to. That's what this country is all about. That's what makes us unique. He called it, and many have called it, a miracle, so to speak. So I just wanted to note that there. Of course, we know President-elect Trump's relationship with former House Speaker McCarthy. You'll remember, Stephanie, in the wake of the January 6th Capitol attack, mere days, if not weeks afterward, Kevin McCarthy went down to Mar-a-Lago. And that was really seen as a game-changing moment. That was seen as a moment that was rehabilitating Trump's image in the wake of the January 6th Capitol attack, that there were going to be fellow Republicans who will still stand by him and forgive him for January 6th. So I thought that was interesting. McCarthy, of course, we know how that unfolded for him. He lost the gavel. His own fellow Republicans, 8 of them, ousting him from the speakership now a little bit over a year ago. And so he's on hand. There's going to be a lot of people on hand in the Capitol Rotunda. But that's what I'm thinking of right now. And just for our viewers, to give them up to speed on what's happening live right now, they are, the Bidens and the Trumps, having tea together at the White House before they ride together to the Capitol, to the Rotunda for the swearing-in.
You know, and we're taking a live look, Andrew, of the White House right there as the tea ceremony is underway. And you know, it's always so interesting as we see,
Tea time at
you
the
know,
White
the
House.
political rivalry, you know, front and center, you know, especially during the election cycle. And, you know, the ability for some, perhaps not all, but some of these politicians to then set that rivalry, that contentiousness aside, you know, and seeing beyond perhaps the political party and seeing the person instead. You know, as we take a look at the political landscape, you know, what do you make of that? Because we were seeing President-elect Trump and former President Barack Obama speaking with one another quite cordially at the funeral service of former President Jimmy Carter. Of course, you know, not everyone is able to, you know, put those politics aside after leaving office.
So fourth
after
wall
handing
doesn't
the
start
baton,
until
so to
12
speak.
Eastern, so I think
You
it
know,
might be
but
good
one
also.
has to wonder what the
There we go.
conversation
There we go,
is like
folks.
now
You
inside
heard
the
it.
White House,
We're
as in
riding
just
it on
hours,
until 11.
President Biden no longer president, and
Special
President-elect
edition
Trump will be
of
sworn in as the
Strictly Art
47th
Live, number
president of the
55.
United States, and for the second time.
Inauguration edition.
Right. I mean, history is contingent. Elections matter. I'm sure you have. I know I have lost contests in my
And I'm
personal
drawing the
life,
whole time in the
minor,
background. I'll go ahead and
large,
show you what I
grand,
got
small, and it's
going on.
tough and it hurts. But that's what this day is about. You put those aside. You let bygones be bygones for at least a couple hours.
Absolutely, and that apparently is what they are going to do. And, you know, just to give our viewers just another look right here, I did want to share this live look right here as well, as we are taking a look outside the Capitol
filling
Hill
up.
right there outside the Capitol building. You can see buses lining up, most likely to bring in individuals into the Capitol Rotunda. And there is the aerial view. Unfortunately, it does go in and out, as you know, we do get these live streams from time to time, but I did want to share that with you as we continue this live look right here. You know, Andrew, as we continue to take a look at this, you know, it is so interesting to see who is in attendance, who is being joined, and you can see people from really both parties attending, as well as you know, staunch supporters. In fact, you can see some of these, Marco Rubio right there. Senator Marco Rubio, likely no longer to be that, obviously, as we have heard that Governor DeSantis has named his successor. But really the who's who right there in terms of cabinet selections.
Yeah, you're seeing all of the Trump cabinet selections get off that charter bus right there, and we can name them. We know, Stephanie, the confirmation hearings are literally happening as we speak. We saw a lot of that last week. It's going to pick up this week as well. These are the people Trump has chosen to help him lead and plan the agenda for the next 4 years. And so you see them all there get off that charter bus. Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Pete Hegseth, and others there.
Absolutely, and I did also want to share this with our viewers, you know, and actually we see some of the outgoing members as well.
Oh. I don't know who that is. Pop said you can roll this all day if you want. I would love to, man, but ooh, I don't know if I can make it. Plus, I gotta have some time to celebrate too. I ain't gonna be no good after 2 p.m. So it's coming out pretty good. I want to make sure the facial features are properly respected. I don't want to give her no square jaw. Got to make sure my character still captivate the, still have the desirable feminine appearance. Oh no! Did we lose? Yeah, for some reason I just lost the okay. I don't know how long that fell out for. See, my technology is like, gotta go. I'll hang in there until 12 noon or until 11. Oh, Elon Musk in the house. So I'm done what I like to call shade play. Kind of using the marquees to finagle around with certain shading. And then once I get a lot of this down, then I'll once I get a lot of this down, then I'll start adding a little more depth in color, like saturation and stuff. A little more red to, you know, give that a live feeling. Drawing skin tones is some of the most difficult. It's got to be done. All right, let's switch back. See what we got going on.
From across the country arrived here in D.C. They were sworn in by the local police chief, and they have been given police powers to help out the D.C. Metro Police as well as the Capitol Police as well.
Oh,
They're
boy.
expecting at least 19 different protests to possibly happen around the district today.
And getting another offer for
We know that they're going to have drones out.
Madness says, I have no guest for Fourth Wall. Might be a rant show
what they are doing, monitoring some of
about
these
your
events. A lot of things are going to look different today than they have
your
in the
rooms
past. Now
and
that this
suppression.
inauguration is moving
Uh-oh.
inside the Capitol. It's been 40 years since a president was sworn in inside the Capitol Rotunda. Those lawmakers that are entering now to the Capitol Rotunda, that's an exclusive
Might be a rant
invitation.
show
We're
later.
told only about 600 people are going to be able to sit inside the Capitol to be able to watch the swearing in.
Was that Newt? Yep.
person.
Newt Gingrich is in the house. They're bringing out everybody. I didn't see Paul Ryan yet. Yeah, there go Newt.
Lobbying to try to get the best seat in the House and
Hanging
actually
in
be
there.
in person as opposed to that overflow room, but it's just not going to be the same.
Rant about
event
YouTube
as
and
if we would've
suppression.
seen
I know,
Donald Trump
man.
outside on
YouTube.
the west front of the Capitol taking the
I was
oath of
kind of nervous
office.
when I
Of course,
played
all
House
of
of
these
Cards,
changes,
you know.
primary reason
I was
is
like,
the
oh,
weather.
whoa,
This morning, it
shoot.
feels like temperature
I'm
was
also
about
on
12
Madness
degrees.
comment.
The
I
sun
hope
is
I
up,
don't
so
get
it's
them
warmed up
too.
a bit now. It feels a little bit more comfortable outside, but that decision was made with the safety in mind of the hundreds of thousands of people from all
No,
over
it
the
sounds
country who
bad, but it's
traveled to
almost like I'm
DC,
getting
and we're gonna
used to.
congregate
I
on the
get used to
national
getting
mall. They've actually shut that down.
marked.
People that are still here are not able to even be around the National Mall today. They've locked it down because the police just don't want people gathering because of just the safety conditions out here in the weather.
All right, Rebecca, we do appreciate you
Yeah, it's
sharing
really
that
cold
with us
outside.
as we continue to
Nothing
follow
to
the
mess
very
with.
latest. And we did want to once again share this live look outside the Capitol Rotunda. We saw Jeff Bezos, of course, founder CEO of Amazon, along with his fiancee Lauren Sanchez. And I did want to raise the audio to see what we can hear as the arrivals continue at the U.S. Capitol ahead of the swearing-in ceremony.
Man. Oh, there go Hillary Clinton. There go Bill Clinton.
And we see former President Bill Clinton along with Hillary Rodham Clinton also in attendance right there, just posing for pictures. And we do know that, all of the living presidents will be in attendance, as well as the former first ladies, everyone except for Michelle Obama, who will not be attending, not giving any particular reason why that is. She also did not attend former President Jimmy Carter's funeral.
No
as
Michelle
well,
Obama,
as we continue, truly to see the who's who. We do hear some of the music right here, so we pause on the commentary and allow you to listen in.
They should be in game. Oh, no, I know. Believe me, sir, I know. Man. Yeah, it's a wild world we live in. Like I said, that's why I had to play the House of Cards intro at one point. I was like, yep. They're definitely gonna fill that place up, even though it's small. Oh, Vivek. Vivek. All-star cast, ladies and gents. All-star cast. Where's Ben Carson at? I need to see them gifted hands. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Where's W? I ain't seen W yet. Cause they were at Carter's. They were at Carter's thing. Very interesting. People still showing up. Oh, there go Giuliani.
And there we have Rudy Giuliani,
America's
former attorney for President-elect Donald Trump, of course, the former mayor there of New York City, as Rudy
America's
Giuliani
mayor.
now making his way
Many times. George W. should be one of the only former presidents to attend.
Donald Trump. We continue to see this, but I do want to pivot now because we do see
to
here
attend.
the departure there at the White House.
Didn't they all back out?
As we do see,
I had no idea.
Second gentleman Doug
I had no idea.
and soon to be
If he backed out,
vice president there, and we are
wouldn't be surprised. That's for sure, Levi.
as we are expecting President Biden and President-elect Donald J. Trump to
they be like
departing
Roman
as well
Reigns.
momentarily.
I'm wrecking stuff and then I'm out. I guarantee you, Cheney won't be there. Liz Cheney or Dick. That's definitely not happening. After their futile efforts. Sealed.
Yeah, and Stephanie, we're just watching, you just saw the second gentleman there, Doug Emhoff, with the incoming second lady, Usha Vance, there, leave the White House. We know tea is happening between the Bidens and Trumps as we speak, but we were seeing a slew of dignitaries there enter into the Capitol Rotunda, including many, many members of the House and the Senate. You also, I'm not sure if some of our viewers caught You saw Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, there walking into the rotunda. And from what I understand, I believe he will be administering the oath of office. Trump has 2 Bibles that will be used to administer the oath, his mother's Bible, and then, of course, the very, very famous Lincoln Bible from 1861.
Wow, his mom's Bible.
It's been a tradition.
That's pretty historic.
For many, many inaugurations past. So just a really, really beautiful live look. Let's keep listening.
It's a thoughtful request. There they go.
Ready, host.
Every branch. What? They took it. Oh, for real? Oh my gosh. For real? What was the reason now? What was the freaking reason now?
In these moments, in these parts,
Was it the music?
it is my favorite, just to see who's talking to who and who's not talking to who and who's greeting each other and who's turned their
They might be
language away from each other. It's
after my channel
fascinating.
next, for real.
Almost the former speakers there right in the front, kind of unofficially acting as a
Madness is
greeting
down.
line for so many members there of the House. Many Republican members right there. You see Chip Roy.
No, I'm still
You
up.
see Brian Stile from Wisconsin.
I still see it live.
And others there. You see Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey. Of course, Chip Roy drawing the iron.
They must have flinched for a second.
During the entire
No, it still looks active.
showdown that was averted mere weeks ago.
On the Madness Entertainment Group.
But it's just very, very interesting. So we are seeing this, Stephanie, of how all these people are going to fit in the Capitol Rotunda, and it is getting full, and it is getting packed, as we can see. So we're going to do our best to point out some of these notable
let's back
individuals,
up.
some of these dignitaries there.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna take a pause and switch back over to some art just for a second. Kind of like have like a YouTube cool off period. It's crazy. I apologize, guys. What can I say? You know, out of any day, YouTube just has proven to just not respect what could be considered freedom. They're at it again. What are they gonna say? There was a certain megahertz soundbite that we heard that was copywritten. It's like, whatever, bro. Whatever. How about that? To quote a funny man. I'm still playing around with these shades. So a quick example of what I'm doing, because I'm setting a precedent once I get these basic shadings down. What I'll do is I will duplicate this, and then this time I'll actually change the color. to add a little more. Hold up. Yeah. Add a little more color to those rosy cheeks. Which they still not respecting my daughter. Alright, here we go. See how now that blends in a lot better. That's the idea that I'll do with it once I get most of the shading down. I'll just duplicate the color and bam, just like that. So we'll add a little more warmth to the image. For now. Alright, so 400 outlets playing that clip, and we just got suppressed over it. I know, right? It was crazy. Just lost stream. Madness. Fucking hate you to tell me about it, man. That's why I be Rumble all day. Rob's channel still up. Shit is back now. It is Big Brother doing too much. Oh, we got some movement. We got some movement. Yeah, they come.
No, we see the doors opening once again. That, of course, is Vice President-elect J.D. Vance alongside Vice President Harris. They, too, will be
doing too much Big Brother.
A motorcade. And to your
For
point,
fuck's
Andrew,
sake.
you were mentioning it's going to be interesting to see what First Lady Jill
Listen,
Biden
it's
and
back up
Melania
streaming.
Trump will be speaking about. Now you have Vice
They
President
shut us
Harris
down.
and J.D.
The
Vance
madness was
sharing
off.
a vehicle. You know, is there going to be any
Dang,
sort of
that's crazy,
conversation,
man.
you know, as they make their way
It's back now,
to
but I
the
still hate you
Capitol
too, algorithms.
Rotunda?
They're ridiculous.
We continue
I
to
know.
talk
That's
about
why,
the
like,
political
sometimes I'll just
dynamics.
throw a curveball
And,
for
you know,
YouTube.
it's always
You
interesting.
know,
We see
do
them
something
from a
random,
distance, but truly
and then
they only know what's
they'll
happening
give it like some
inside
cool
that
down
vehicle, of
period.
course, alongside
But I
civil
learned real
service.
quick,
But
like
they
posting,
too are departing the
playing
White
Scott
House. And
Steiner.
finally, as we
Oh
pivot
man,
the
they
view
will
right there back to
cancel
the
the
front
hell out of my
doors,
damn
you know, we are
live
expecting to
stream.
see President-elect Trump and
They are
President
just ruthless with
Biden
that.
to
It's
depart
like, good
shortly.
lord,
I
man.
also wanted to share this look
He's
as
just a
we
pro
continue
wrestler.
to take a look.
Nothing
You
to
can see
fear.
how Speaker Mike Johnson there arriving at the Capitol Rotunda, as we do see the limousine that is set to depart the White House right here. And I did just want to pause on this live look as we are expecting President-elect Trump and President Biden to be departing the White House in just a matter of moments, also sharing a singular vehicle as they make their way to the Capitol Rotunda for this historic moment as President-elect Donald Trump is going to be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States.
Legendary.
And just to note, Stephanie, the woman in the green jacket, that was Senator Deb Fischer from Nebraska. There's this entire congressional committee known as the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies. They are tasked with putting all this on. And so that's why you saw Senator Deb Fischer there, the Republican from Nebraska. And so they are responsible for
Soon Trump and Biden depart
for making sure
White
all
House
goes off
for the
without
Capitol.
a hitch. And so
Victory Road.
They are instrumental in this. You're going to see them quite a lot today. And you just saw Deb Fischer there with, I believe, Usha Vance and Doug Emhoff.
I'd just like to say again.
So wanted just to note that there as
Excuse
well.
me.
You'll see some of these congressional leaders get there into the rotunda. You just saw Hakeem Jeffries and others, Speaker Mike Johnson. So congressional leadership
So might as well remove madness from the stream. Daima and both streams.
And to your point, I do hope that maybe some of the official
They're just gonna keep
photographers
going.
will
Right,
release
right.
photos from
That is
inside
true.
the limousines of
Let me
how
see.
these moments transpired, what the conversations were like. Maybe we can get some reporting.
I wonder,
as
could
well.
it
We
be
do
like
know
the
that
chat or
Bidens,
something?
have been somewhat gracious with the Trumps after the
You know
November
what?
5th election. President Biden
I think it's
inviting
been
Trump to
fun.
the
We've
White
had a
House
great
that very
time
same
today.
week.
I
And
really do.
committed to a peaceful transition of
And,
power, and that is what
it's
we
a-
are seeing today, and that is why this is so important. So Biden and Trump
UE
will
is
be
a kiddie
riding over
film
in the
site
beast
anyway.
to the
Oh
Capitol
snap!
from the
What the
White
hell?
House momentarily.
Oh,
This is
YouTube. Yeah.
really quite something.
Right.
You know,
Good
obviously they
point,
haven't
boss,
spent that
bro.
much time together. They were on a debate stage twice in 2020. They were on a
Distro
debate stage
Studio, Hell
once
to
in
Rumble. That's right.
2024.
That's right.
They've
So,
appeared
let me go
similar
ahead
events
and
at the
just
same time,
disconnect from
I would venture to say
YouTube
that this
pops
is going to
and
be
we'll
the
continue on
closest in
Rumble and
proximity
Twitch and
they
Kick.
have been for the longest duration.
I know I ain't gonna put this on IG because I know IG be like, nope,
Conversations are going to
nope,
be like. These political rivals,
no.
political foes, from all reporting suggest
I'm like,
they literally
what's up?
cannot
Call your
stand
people.
each other. And I think a
I
lot
know
of the
he ain't gonna
viewers
listen to me.
forget that after Biden sought not
He got
to
about
seek
as much
re-election
control
after
as
the debate in June in Atlanta,
over his
where he
own
withdrew
product
from the
as
ticket, the Trump campaign had a
yeah.
difficult time
No
adapting
analogy
and
there.
adjusting
Sorry.
to the fact that he was not going to be the rival. It was going to be someone else, and here they are.
Yeah, because we still rocking and rolling on Rumble. I mean, you know Rumble is not playing when it comes to this. Oh, he made it. Oh, Trump went on the other side. I'm not going in behind Joe. Oh man. Well, there they go. There they go. Sure, I'm surprised Twitch still got me up. Shout out to them. Oh dang. Stream suspended for policy violations.
Saw President-elect Trump on his cell phone, Andrew, just checking some stuff. But we were hearing one of the reporters yelling out to both Biden and Trump. What are you going to talk about?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and
obviously
disconnect.
they did not answer. But of course, that's the question that everyone wants to know. What will these gentlemen be speaking about? They, of course, were joined by Representative Amy Klobuchar, who
disconnected.